Yo, what's up everybody? It's your boy Slim, aka Mr. Different, back with another video, a beat breakdown. You guys gave me those 50 likes for the beat making video, so you know I'm gonna bring you the beat breakdown right there. Or I'll probably just be doing it afterwards anyway, so it don't really matter. But the likes do count and just show your support, and I do appreciate everybody who, you know, gives their support and you support the channel. So today we're gonna look at the future type beat that I put together or I made. It's actually a fun beat. This is actually a really interesting beat because I didn't like I said, because I'm not a really big fan of Future. I'm not gonna say I'm a big fan of him, but I mean I don't really listen to a lot of Future. But I know, you know, he got that kind of he can have that kind of typical trap sound or that kind of melodic sound, or, you know, just a different sound in general. He definitely paved the way for trap music. Well, he's not gonna say paved the way, but he is one of the people who, you know, contributed heavily to it and make it as popular as it is, because when he came out with his style of music, and, you know, everybody followed the trends, blah blah blah. But anyway, I just gotta put my own twist on a Future type beat. You know, that's the thing I like about my videos. Unlike everybody else, they try to carbon copy everybody. I just try to put my own twist on it because, you know, I'm different. I'm just different. That's the whole point, you know. And you can't really, you know, be yourself if you just be a carbon copy of, you know, somebody who out there. So let's look at this Future S type beat. Let's give you a little preview and then we'll get into how I made the beat. Yeah, definitely one of my more hyper beats I made. You know, usually I'm making them kind of chill, laid back beat, but this is definitely one that gets you going right there in the morning. So anyway, let's start with this now. This is actually interesting because I actually use Omnisphere for majority of the sounds. I don't really use Omnisphere that too much, but today I decided why not? You know, I don't really use Omnisphere like that. Definitely a dope synth or, you know, sampler, but not my favorite, in my opinion, because I mean it has a lot of sounds, but it's just, I don't know, it kind of can be like Nexus. Once you use Omnisphere so much and people use so much, people can pretty much pick out what's Omnisphere and what's not. Just like Nexus, they can tell if you made a beat with Nexus. Is why I don't use Nexus, period, because you can tell Nexus has a sound to it. So I just bring it up. So it's gonna take a minute because it is a big library and got all kind of stuff going on. Did I click it? Okay, there we go. All right, so pretty much what I did, I just kind of went to the, I use one feature I do like about Omnisphere is you can type in whatever you want to type in and you can just hit shuffle and it'll give you, you know, a bunch of sounds in that category. You can just go through and audition. I like that feature because you don't want to go through each individual category and find something that lets you know what you're looking for. I like to just shuffle around and, you know, if I hear a sound I like and it inspires me, I go with it. So I start off with this piano bell 2, and I made this little pattern right here. And let's turn off all the effects. And I played this little pattern right here. Now see, that was the original pattern. I was like, you know what, that's cool, but maybe I can make it a little bit more Future-esque, you know, get that kind of feel. So I put gross beats and used the 1/2 speed preset. And that did this to it. I mean, that preset works. I mean, definitely trying to get a different feel. You can pretty much make 2 beats out of that preset. You can use your regular melody and then put it on 1/2 speed and then make a completely different beat, which I like that feature. That's why I like gross beats. Gross beats is definitely a dope plugin to do that stuff. Next up, just a little parametric EQ2, cutting the highs and lows that you don't really need because I said if there's no information there, whatever, I like to focus in more. And then my old trusty Decimore, give a little bit of 16-bit resolution and give it a little bit of 11 kilohertz sample rate, so it just sounds, you know, more, I guess, vintage sounding. You can see it does get it kind of rolls off some of them top end, because I say that frequency range, that sample rate, not sample rate, but that, what is it called? It's not sample rate. Well, 11 kilohertz doesn't have a lot of high frequency content in it, so it just kind of simulates like old school samplers. Like I said, if I love definitely more about D12, I might do a review on it. If y'all want to see me do a review, and I definitely break it down because it's a great plugin and it's very affordable. Next up is another Omnisphere instance. Now it's gonna be slow as heck. Like I said, I got all these Omnispheres open, so it's gonna be a long one, guys, because Omnisphere, like I said, it's not on my SSD. It's actually on an external hard drive on its own, so it takes a little time to come open. All right, next is a transparent string brass or bright, whatever it's called. It's pretty much a string, just a string sound with a little reverb and EQ. So this would sound like without. And I pan it to the left too, just give it a little stereo separation. It kind of reminds me of the I want to say, I don't want to say vinyl or vintage, something like this. It's a string inside of Nexus that was my favorite, called like vintage string too, or vinyl string, something like that. If anybody know what I'm talking about, it's in Nexus. It's like a default plugin. You go to like strings or whatever. It's called vintage, epic, vintage, vinyl, something like that. It's just an old school string sound. That's what it reminded me of a little bit. So I kind of use it. I like that sound. That's one Nexus sound I do like. Then I put a little verb on it. My favorite. This reverb is amazing. Valhalla reverb, definitely get it. And then it gets some more space to it. And when I did the EQ, I just cut the lows out, because there's no low information there. And like I said, freeing up the drum and the kick. And I'll make a video on why you should do that, because I think a lot of people don't understand why you do that. I'll definitely make a video on why you should cut the lows or cut the highs if there's no information there. I'll make a video on it. You'll see why. You'll be like, oh, it makes sense. But here you go. This is what it sounds like now with the reverb on it. Just a little subtle, not big, because sometimes being gentle with stuff is better than being super subtle. Next up, I found this organic Rhodes piano, which is kind of cool. It's kind of cool sound. Basically, it sounds like a kind of a Rhodes piano sound. It sounds very broken and kind of distorted sounding. And I just played some minor chords. Nothing's fancy here. I mean, the chords don't really matter, but these are chords I play if you want to pause the video and then copy them down how I played them. But just repeating chords. But then when you add that little bit of EQ to it to cut the lows and the highs to focus in on it, and you throw that reverb on there, it gets bigger. Like reverb definitely makes sounds bigger. If you're trying to build ambience and build space in your beats, reverb can definitely help. But one thing I do suggest is always cut your lows and your highs so you don't muddy up the lows and muddy up the highs. You're just kind of using that kind of mid-frequency reverb. That's what I like to do. And I use a 10% mix too, so it's not overly powerful. But you can definitely hear I go dry. Has a little space. Like I said, you push it too far, it's gonna be super noticeable. You're like, oh my god. We'll get back to that in a second. That's the 808. We'll come back next. Next up, another Omnisphere. Like I said, I use a lot of Omnisphere. It's crazy. I mean, Omnisphere is like actually dope. I mean, it's good, but I don't use it that much. I mean, I need to start using it more. But I just used a regular swell choir. That was called. I found a nice little choir, unstable choir. It's pretty cool because it kind of swells up. And I like that effect. Like it's like it pretty much got like a slow attack to it. Like, so what you can do is get a regular choir sound and then slow down the attack so it kind of gently comes up instead of just like instantly attacking. So just a longer attack just kind of lets it build up, and that's what it basically sounds like. And then with a little EQ, I just cut the highs and lows to make it sound like a little bit like a pad sound, and you get this. See how it sounds just without it. Now, if you want to make it even more like a pad sound, you can add some phaser to it, some quiet chorus effect, stuff like that to make it more. If you don't want it to sound like a choir, but want it to sound like more like a pad sound, you can definitely do that. 'Cause that's what I do a lot with my choirs. I like to turn my choirs into pads because a choir pad sounds a lot better than just a regular pad. But to his own. Next, I did this little video game plucky lead, and this actually comes out of the Space Sauce preset. Space Sauce Volume 1. Honestly, Space Sauce has become like one of the biggest things I ever dropped a release for you guys. You guys really like it. Part 2 is coming very soon, like probably next month. gonna be working on Space Sauce Volume 2 because you guys love Space Sauce Volume 1 and it had very good success, and I do appreciate everybody who supported Space Sauce Volume 1. So Space Sauce Volume 2 is coming. But yeah, I just made I add a little decimore to the pluck, and I add a little reverb to give it a little bit of like a video game. I've seen in the videos like video game pluck, but it's pretty cool. And the preset's called R2D2, by the way, if you got it. And that's what it sounds like. And I just kind of make some stabby notes. So we get this. Now, by itself, it sounds like crap, but if you add in other elements, and especially with all the beats going on, it sounds a lot better. Like I said, because stuff like that, you have to really, you know, build upon in order to get a great sound. Let's move along. So yeah, just by hearing it by itself, you're probably like, ew, that's gross. But then when you put it in the context of the beat, you're like, yo, that right there. Next I added I'm gonna go to the other sound if I get to the 808s and stuff. Added this is the intro. Basically, it's just what is this? Piano wireless. Where is that at? I think that's actually in the breakdown part. Yeah, that's the intro. So for my intro, I added one sound for the intro to give it just a different flavor. Like a lot of people don't do that. Like I said, you just want to give your beat more character. Add in one pattern or whatever that you only hear one time through the beat, and that can definitely, when the transition comes to the next part, it automatically gives like a bigger, fuller, more professional sound just by doing something simple, adding one pattern that you only hear one time through the beat. Definitely do that. I mean, because it works and it makes it good. But this is the pattern right here, and it was the preset was the piano on the wireless, in Omnisphere. And I think I added a little reverb to it. Yeah, little decimore, actually just decimore and then some low pass filter, and that's it. So you get this, or a high pass filter. My bad. No, low pass. Yeah, because it's passing the lows going to the highs. High pass filter. Low pass passes the lows, goes to the highs. High pass passes the highs, goes to the lows, or high cut, low cut. And that's give it an eerie, creepy feeling. Like you listen to the beginning of the beat. It's giving that old vinyl vintage creepy feeling, which you know you can't really get with a lot of beats nowadays. But that's what it does right there. Just give that old school vintage sound. Then I added this. This is my favorite part here. This is actually another Space Sauce preset. Like always, y'all know me, Space Sauce preset. It's the era, but it's a very let me plug up my. Well, actually, I'll just play it without. Let's see. I turned it into an ARP. This is cool right here. So this is what it sounds like when it's by itself. I didn't add nothing to it, but this is what it sounds like. Can you play? Can you play? Yeah. Okay, we're back. Yeah, I figured out the problem. Somehow the master channel got muted. I'm sitting like, what the hell, FL Studio, you tripping on me? Okay, let's make sure my drivers are set right back in. All right, so let's get. I swear, FL Studio, you just love to hate me, don't you? Anyway, this is what the sound sounds like without it being a ARP. So basically, it sounds like some Daft Punk EDM type of stuff, right? But then when you go to the ARP function in FL Studio, built in FL Studio, I just turned it on up and down, like up, and I left it auto sustain, left everything regular. You get this. And to me, that's the way to go about making ARPs. Like if you want to make an ARP, don't sit there and use these, you know, Nexus ARPs, Contact ARPs, Omnisphere ARPs, Doom 2, Gladiator. Don't do that. Make your own ARPs because they sound a lot better and they fit the beat better too. I think like a lot of these ARPs, like, and also because a lot of people use all the same ARPs, you know, they use all these Nexus ARPs, use all these, you know, Omnisphere, Gladiator, all them ARPs, and you can tell they're made by, you'd be like, okay, he's using this and that, he's not no special. But if you do something like this, to where you're making a unique sounding ARP or something like that, it sounds a lot better. Like I said, a lot of DAWs have an arpeggiator function in it. In FL Studio, you just go to the little tool right here, go to arpeggiator, and just up and down, random. You can do whatever. I mean, you can turn it random, so go or up, back and forth, or have it going down. I mean, it's great. You could change. You can have it to go in chord mode, different chords, different scales. I mean, you can do all kind of crazy stuff. You can make it gated, so. I mean, you can do so much with that, with just that mode right there. So definitely, you know, experiment with that and play around with the arpeggiator function in FL Studio, because you definitely will get a unique and just better sound, in my opinion. Then let's go to the drums and everything. The drums and stuff are nothing special. Y'all know me and my drums. We got my regular kick drum. You know, do my little processing. I do a little EQ, and I love distorting your kick drums, people. If you don't distort your kick drums, you're missing out. Like people, I mean, yeah, I know you're probably thinking, distort my kick drums, that just sounds stupid. Why would I distort? No, I mean, sometimes a little distortion goes a long way. Like definitely, like I said, I'm using it in very moderate success. Like see, I'm cranking it to 7, but I brought the mix down to like 70%. That's probably like 70, 60%. So it's very low. It's very low mix. So basically, you hear more of the dry signal, but you hear that little bit of extra distortion because it makes a big difference. Like listen to the before. It just kind of smooths out everything. And I think I'm using like the bright setting. No, I'm using the bright tone. You can use dark tone and get a whole different feel. But bright sounded better. So if you do the dark tone, you might want to bring it down some more, the mix down some more. So yeah, experiment with it. I'm telling you guys, just try it out. You won't be wrong. 3D Fast Distort, Decapitator, Saturn, whatever. Super G Star GT. I mean, just distort a little bit and bring the mix back. Then I got my snares. Now this is a cool thing I do a lot. I got this regular trap snare, so I have. And then I added this kind of open, like reverby snare, and I blended them together to get like a kind of reverb to my snare. So my regular snare has no reverb on it. My trap snare has no reverb. My reverb snare, big clap snare, whatever you want to call it, has a little EQ cutting down the lows, and it has a lot of Valhalla reverb in it, like 40%, to give it more space. So when you put them together, you kind of get a nice snappy reverb snap to it. Like I say, blend them together, because you can add reverb to this right here, but it just doesn't sound the same as, you know, taking 2 different snares and layering together and cranking the reverb up on one of them and then blending it in. So you get. It just gives it a little, it just gives it a little bit more energy. Like I said, that's one thing I like to do. I like to take 2 different sounds. If I want to add reverb to like a snare, I would take 2 snare sounds, put one as my main snare, and then put one under it, and then crank the reverb on that, and then bring it down and blend it up until you can hear the reverb tail. It just makes the snare sound a lot fuller, and it gives it more space, in my opinion. But that's just me personally. You know, you can always put reverb on your snare, but, you know, to his own, you know, it's mixing, it's music. You can do whatever you want. That's what people need to understand. Do what you want to do. Don't worry about nobody's opinion. Do what you want to do. I'm just showing you what I do. So after that, we got this hi-hat. And then this kind of crazy faster hi-hat, basically the same thing, but the low notes. You know, 2 hi-hats together sound great. And if somebody asked me about what's the randomizer function. Now, if you press Alt-R, you get the randomizer. And basically what you can randomize any parameter you want to. You can randomize the patterns, which I don't ever use, or you can randomize the levels, and you can randomize pan, velocity, release, X and Y mod, or pitch. And I love this function. It's great. Use it. You can randomize crap. Like I randomized the pitch to the panning where it just goes crazy all through the spectrum. And you actually click around this and get different presets, but I'm not gonna click I like this preset. And it'll randomize it in a different way, depending on how you do it. It's something you should use. Like Alt-R brings up the randomizer function. Play around with it. I love to use it on hi-hats because it just makes hi-hat sound more alive. And then you got, you know, my standard bounce. You know, that standard bounce. And then when you add the 808 in there, which is Space Sauce Volume 1, guys. You want it. Space Sauce Volume 1. That's the preset right there. That's the 808. I think I just added some decapitator to it, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Decapitator, as always, cranking that, 3 drive, 70% mix, and got a EQ doing nothing. I guess I use the EQ just to see how the Decapitator is affecting it. But yeah, without the Decapitator, it sounds like, let's solo it real quick. Sounds really good. I like them high notes. It's amazing. It's the best 808 ever used. This is my go-to 808. And then we had, that's a secret sauce, space sauce. Here you go. Then you got. You see how the extra distortion kind of comes in and out throughout the beat? That just gives it that much energy and that bounce. And our sidechain as always, which I'm making a sidechain video for you guys, coming like soon, probably tomorrow or the next day, whatever day this video drop is gonna come right after that. So probably if you're watching this in the future, it's already out. So, but yeah, I sidechain it to the kick drum. That would just gives it that bounce. So when you play all the cymbals and all that, all the hi hats and everything, you get. You see, it has that bounce to it, and the drums and the 808s are not. I don't think they're on the same timing either, and it just makes it alive. It just keeps bringing. It's doing crazy things. It's like it's going in and out, and the distortion coming in and out, and the drums and the 808s going in. It's just crazy. It just gives it that bounce, and when you hear that by itself, it just has that. It makes you want to just bob your head, and that's what you want to do. If you can't get nobody to bob their head, then you ain't doing something right. So let's bring in all the sounds now. So we got all the sounds, and then. So definitely is dope. And then I think in one section in the beat, I added just this little piano right here, which is nothing special, just piano. And when you hear it with the contents of the beat, that's the content beat. Oh, I switched the 808s and the drums up too right here. So it goes. And let's play it. If you didn't hear that, let's play it by itself solo. Just a little something to switch up the beat, like I said, because one thing I like to do, I like to add certain elements in every 8 bars. I do some kind of switch up. Every 8 bars. That's how I make my stuff less repetitive, because I used to just make like one static loop and it sounded like garbage. But now, like every 8 bars, I do some kind of switch up, whether it be the hi-hats, the drums, a snare, an extra sound, a sound you don't hear often, something like that. Because you only hear this sound one time in the beat. You only hear this sound one time in the beat. And that's it. And that just gives it that element of, oh God, this beat is actually, it's evolving and moving and it's changing up. And it keeps them going. And I say, a lot of people may say, oh, it's gonna switch, it's gonna maybe throw off the artist or whatever, but it does't matter what it is. Because half the time, if you blend it in good, like if you put like in the background where it's not so noticeable, it doesn't matter. And because that's what I do. I like to put it to where it's not like, by the beat by itself, you'll hear it. You'll hear it with the beat by itself, but actually when you put vocals and stuff over there, you'll never notice it. Especially when the artist is getting all loud and yelling and crap like that. They'll never notice that type of thing anyway. So it's just there. It's definitely good. Like I said, I don't make beats to impress producers. I don't do that. I make beats to catch artists' ears. That's the whole point. Don't worry about what producers, because producers are gonna rag on you whether you're good, whether you're better than them or worse than them. They don't care. Producers hate to see people better than them, and they hate to see people worse than them. That's just, fuck them. Fuck other producers' opinions. Fuck my opinion, honestly. I mean, really, fuck my opinion. Don't worry about what I think about your beats. Don't worry about nobody else thinking about beats. Make your beats the way you want to make it. These are your beats. You're making it. Fuck everybody else. What you do is what you do. Point blank, period. If you like it and it sounds good to you, do it. And I want to get that across to everybody. I'm making a video about that, matter of fact, soon. But anyway, yeah, so definitely, just do what you do, man. Don't worry about people think. Like, you worry about people think. If an artist ain't telling you your beats bad, who cares what producers think? Like I said, my beats, saying, I got producers saying my beats suck every day, but yeah, I'm checking my PayPal every day, seeing money go into it. Every day, money going in my PayPal. You know what I'm saying? I just made $1,000 this week off music. So why do I care what other producers think. You know what I'm saying? I do love you guys for coming to watch my beat. I'm giving you guys techniques that help benefit your beats and your music. But at the end of the day, if a producer try to bring you down, fuck that producer. Fuck them. If an artist is telling you your beats need to be worked on, you might want to check and see what you're doing wrong to get some better beats, because you know artists are the ones who are going to be buying your beats. If a producer ain't going to buy your beats, give a fuck what they think. Fuck. So yeah, you guys just make your beats the way you want to make it, and hopefully these will give you good techniques now. But that's pretty much it from that. My little rant. I'm sorry. And then I just added some glitch to kind of, what did I use glitch for? I think I used glitch for this tape stop. Yeah, and one thing I want to show out too is you see how the beat, like it's like 15 seconds or 13 seconds and the beat comes in. A lot of you guys need to start doing that. A lot of you guys wait till about here before your beat come in. That's long. 30 seconds is really stretched. I mean, 30 seconds should be the maximum, but if your beat comes in sooner, it sounds a lot better. Like, look at this. That's an appropriate intro in my opinion, because it's not too 12 seconds, about 12, 13 seconds. That is great. 10 to 12 seconds is perfect. You don't need all that. You don't need 30-second, a minute long intro. That is annoying to me as an artist too, 'cause I also rap and record too. Hearing, you know, a minute long beat intro is annoying. It's like, I don't want to do it no more. I'm done. I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? You do intro. You gotta understand, artists have short attention spans. So you gotta make sure your beats are right there and ready to go and ready for them to do what they gotta do and get on it. So make short intros. The shorter the better. Don't make it too short. Or if you want to, make the beat come straight in. That's dope. I don't see too many people doing that. Make the beat just come straight into the beat and ready to go. I mean, it's gonna be hard for the artist to get it, but you know, shoot, if they're good artists, they can time it right. You know, put a click, 1, 2, 3, 4 countdown. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, definitely do that. So yeah, that's the beat right there. Very simple, but it sounds dope. And you guys really like this beat, and y'all wanted me to break it down, so you know I like to do that for you guys. The full beat will be uploaded soon, so you can hear the full mix and the full master. Like I said, I just put a limiter on it just for demo purposes, but I'm putting y'all hear the full beat in its entirety probably the next day or in a day or two or something like that. I'm slow when it comes to I'm trying to make those videos for you guys. But just remember, do what you do. Do what you want to do. Fuck what people say, and don't make long intros. And take some of these techniques and, you know, make some good beats, guys. I want to see what you guys can do with these techniques. And yeah, so that always, y'all know what it is. Your boy Slim, aka Mr. Different, with a good one. This is a fun beat breakdown. I will be doing more coming soon. Like I said, y'all gave me a bunch of ideas, and I'm knocking them down. I'm going down the list one by one, but it takes a little time because I say I record the videos, you know, through my camera and edited all that. Then I make these videos. So bear with me if I'm not making them fast enough. You know, I'm trying to be different from all the other content creators who just, you know, be like, okay, we're going to make a beat today. This is how we make the beat. I don't like to do that. I like to give you some entertainment first and then show you how to make it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you guys don't even like the beat, then there's no point in making it. I hate people seeing people, you know, make a beat and it's garbage and you had to sit through 30 minutes of a beat of garbage. That's not me. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that. I like to make the beat first. You guys really like it. You guys want me to do the beat breakdown? I do it. But if y'all don't like it, I move on to the next one. Point blank period. Saves you guys time, and it saves, you know, makes it look a better place and less garbage on the internet. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy like always. And yeah, it's your boy Slim, aka MrDifferent. Not motivated by the money, but the like, comment, subscribe, and views. And I do appreciate that, guys. And also, there's a link down below if you want to get some good sounds. Like I said, I got a sale going on for some direct wave stuff. Space Sauce still going good. And there's also a drum kit. And there's new stuff coming out. It's very, very soon. I may have a free thing coming out for you guys as well, so be on the lookout. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one, everybody.